Chigs and Danny from the stop go to war.
He's thrown a couple subs early on. He knows. He's thrown a couple subs. I just, I didn't say nothing. That's not my style. So they asked me about him. I just give a fair take.
Now, I just want to say, you said you threw those guys a bone. That was 30 views. That's not a bone.
Bro, stop, bro. Stick to the topic, my brother.
Nah, man, I take it where I want to go.
Who started throwing shots, man?
You?
I'm not talking about a third party.
No, because you, based on that third party's information, started adding me on your Discord and talking about don't try to start nothing and then some like that.
You're still missing it, bro.
I'm not missing it. I think you just can't catch it.
Okay, did I ever say anything about you publicly?
Well, Discord to me is enough. You was talking to me.
So
that's a public to me. Sorry. That's a community.
We had a slight exchange.
That's an exchange, though.
On my Discord.
Yes. And it was not the friendliest of exchanges.
Because I don't get you.
Likewise, buddy.
So that's where the cloud chaser comment comes. I get it now.
And I was commenting on my videos. Yo, Chigs, they saying I sound like you. And you go to this channel, he's doing the same content, same titles. It's a little odd.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell no.
No, I think so. I think
they flock, Chuck.
But y'all share similar audiences, right? Like,
Flocko, don't do that. Don't do that, Flocko.
Exactly. Wake it up.
Flocko, don't do that. Don't do that.
Right?
You told me to bring this. See, good for you.
Nah, right.
Chigs, do you feel any type of way about the impact that Danny's videos had on maybe your videos? Because I'm sure there had to have been some change in your viewership when Danny started.
Is insulted by y'all saying that.
Joe, why you gotta interject, man? Stick is asking better questions than you.
No, I think it's just weird when small creators come up and they just try to just take shot at other people. I think that's odd. Like, go grind with your own name. That you take shots at other people for no reason.
Nah.
Like Menace and the other.
Menace and me are cool. What the f are you talking about?
Before that.
Nah, Menace and me are cool. We text all the time. I know them more than you.
I don't care.
Well, I'm telling you that you never know because you never do a deep dive on anything. You probably just know surface level.
You got 21K subs with 300 videos.
I do. So what? I'm proud of it. And I've made a niche and an impact on you. I got you talking like me. Yeah, but you won't say shit, surface level reading. I don't like none of it. I hate the videos you make. I never like them.
21K
That's
subs.
fine with me. That's fine with me. You got absorbed by the numbers, my brother. You a fraud. You a numbers fraud. And I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk some sense to you. Add a little bit more substance when you talk, my brother. Because I changed you. I made you better, Chigs. When you look in the mirror, you should see me.
All right, buddy. I need to hear everyone's heated attacks.
Look at Joe, even in the playing field. I with it.
You won't do that. You won't do that. You want to see me sweat, but I'm not sweating. It's easy.
No, I don't want to see you sweat. I do think that you're raising valid points that you're deflecting from.
Nah, because I'm better at this. When it comes to talking, when it comes to curating conversation, I've always been better. I think you look at my interview with Rory, you look at Chigs' interview with Ice, there's a difference. Now, I'm not saying I do better number than Chigs, that would be an outright lie. But I could never want to do what Chigs does because I feel like I'm just different. But that's okay. And it's different. We exist in different spaces. But Joe has talked about me more than Chigs. Other members of the show have done interviews with me. Rory has done an interview with me. And I think I've created separation between me and Chigs in ways that isn't just about numbers. Just like Charlemagne has way more of a following than Joe, but Joe has a bigger impact.
That's right. On a Twitter space, Joe Budden instigated a beef between me and Shig Smooth. I have to say it was an interesting conversation and a clash between two platforms that have been often compared but seem to be very different. Now, what I'm going to do is break down what happened this night and outline my case and also kind of demonstrate how in an attempt to be a clout chaser, Joe Budden hurt Shig Smooth. So, what happened is that I was on the internet doing my research and I saw that there was an interview with Shig Smooth where he called me a clout chaser.
It depends on how you cover
who the other brother is. I ain't gonna not play him, but when Danny from the stock covered him,
who the hell is that?
You not in that verse.
Yeah, I'm not in that world.
Cloud chasing that.
Oh,
Yo,
damn.
son be damn near wanting to fight him, son.
Yeah.
So I would share that on my timeline and even take a shot myself. And Joe Budden, because he follows me on Twitter, would create a Twitter space called Chigs vs. Danny from the Stop or something like that. And he would instigate the beef even further, inviting people that did not agree with me or that did not like me. Specifically, this clout chasing YouTuber who quit and gave up on his dreams and now is trying to explain it away as some other nonsense. But that's neither here nor there. Well, eventually this space gets a good amount of traction and Chigs hears about it. So he decides to join a little bit later. And it turns out that Joe Budden had actually blocked Chigs Smooth for some reason, which is funny because he swears up and down that I'm so problematic, but he had Chigs blocked and follows me. Kind of interesting. Kind of shows the manipulative nature of this thing. And I just want to say that I think Joe Budden miscalculated just how damaging this would be for Chigs more than me, right? Because I'm on spaces more. I have conversations more often online. And I feel like it was essentially a trap that backfired on me and became a trap for Chigs. Because Chigs joined the space, as you've seen in the beginning of the clip, and he seemed really angry. And it was a counter to the demeanor he has in his videos, which is pretty much chill, laid back guy that's going to do the news. And boy, I got my soundboard ready. I knew I had to have the more clearer audio. And I went to work. I deconstructed some of the things he was saying, specifically Chigs saying that he has a bigger platform. He mentioned the views. Obviously, he does get more views. It would have been delusional for me to say that I get more views. That's an outright lie. But what I did say is that I've done interviews with podcasters that were better than the one he did with Ice. That Ice interview was watching paint dry. And I'm not even saying that's necessarily Chigs. I mean, when you're interviewing Ice, what do you really expect? That's why when he tried to charge me $1,000 for an interview, I instantly said hell no. And I am affirmed in that decision because I saw the Chigs Smooth interview with Ice and it was god awful. It was terrible. There was like a couple things said. Terrible. I wouldn't even do it for free now. I also introduce how I am able to spark conversation. I introduce how I dive deeper onto subjects, that I reference things. I do more clips. I do more science, as I like to say. And I'm not as topical. I'm not going to cover certain things. And I think overall what you saw in this space is that sometimes you have to be multifaceted when you debate. I know people are going to say, wow, Danny, you sound so arrogant. But I think Chigs came in with this game plan of trying to big bro me, but he wasn't able to counteract the points I was making. And I think ultimately he looked way out of character. There was a point where he snapped on somebody who wasn't even trying to say anything crazy to him, but he just couldn't handle whatever that person was saying, and he was on the defensive. And I think Joe Budden did a terrible job of trying to amplify Chigs and mute me. There was times throughout the night where he was muting me. He was, anytime I made a point, he would counteract it. When Chigs made a point, he would amplify it. If someone was on stage and they were agreeing with me, he would interrupt them. If someone was on stage and they agreed with Chigs, he would be like, you know what, you right. It was just nasty work by Joe. And I think sometimes he gets into this, puppet master thing and doesn't consider the outcomes that other people have to deal with. This is something that Flip has said about him. I think Rory has said something similar about this. This guy that leverages people as chess pieces and doesn't think about the impacts that may have. And I don't think he thinks about the impacts that might have had on me or Chigs, right? He just figured, hey, let me put these people on stage. We're going to have a good time. But the truth is he exposed Chigs more than he exposed me. And boy, did I enjoy myself. I had a great time. There's a lot of people saying I'm deflecting. Well, all I have to say is that just because you not winning the argument when you debating me, it doesn't mean I'm deflecting. Deflecting has now become a euphemism for debate. So you want me to crash out. You want me to curse people out. That's not going to happen. I'm going to make my case. I'm going to take shots. If you take shots, I was trying to keep it civil with Chigs, but he got so angry that I had to get in my bag. But nonetheless, moving forward, I will keep this cool. I will not do anything out of character. I will still be me. But let me know what you think in the comments. I know a lot of you guys might find me like, you might hate me just because I do content about Joe Budden and I do it in a way that doesn't align with just simply restating, regurgitating what happened. I actually add my opinion. And often when you give your opinion on things, people counteract with their own opinions, which is why I'm under no qualms about how people react to me versus Shigs. Like, I could never, ever do the type of content where I just say what happened. I'm sorry, I grew up on Star and Buck Wild. I grew up on the old Charlemagne. The people like Wendy Williams that used to give their opinion. They didn't just give the news. They weren't necessarily journalists. They gave the news, but then they said what they thought. And in saying what they thought, they had a lot of people who hated them. Right? And I chose to learn from the people that I looked up to and become my own person, which is why a lot of people don't like me. But then sometimes when people disagree with you, you build an attachment to them. They build an attachment to you, and they start to build a community with you. And then there's some people that just hate you for the rest of their lives because an opinion is hurtful to them. But let me know what you think about this showdown. It was very interesting. I think the person who took the biggest loss was Joe Budden. He tried to pit two content creators against each other, and I don't think he knew what the outcome would be. I also think Shigs, probably when he watches this video, the one of the space that we did, he's gonna be like, man, why did I even go up there? Why didn't I even put myself in that position? And the only person he has to blame is none other than Joe Budden. Shigs, Joe Budden did that to you. I didn't do it to you. Joe Budden did it to you. All right, y'all. That's my video for today about this. I had to do the science on this because, man, it was riveting. It was great content. I thought everybody on the space enjoyed it, even if they were upset about what was going on. So here you have it. All right, y'all. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.